Hi, second grade. Back with time again. We've been spending a lot of time with quarter till, quarter after, even a half past, and we've been dabbling in with these 5-minute intervals. Well, today, my friends, we are jumping headfirst into those 5-minute intervals. We're going to be spending some good time with this today. Let's take a peek at our learning target and see how that can help us. I can use patterns to tell time in 5-minute intervals. So as we look at these intervals, we're going to look back at this clock over here, and we're going to think about when we are counting our minutes and we're looking at those big numbers, 5. When we look at our 1, 2, 3, all the way around, we actually can count by 5s to find out those 5-minute intervals. 5, 10, help me out guys, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60, which is our o'clock. Now, you see a blank chart today, right? Well, it won't be blank for long. I've been giving you digital times, and you've been showing me your analog times. Well, today we're going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you the analog time, and you get to tell me or show me on your whiteboards or in your math notebooks the digital time to match it. So let's take a peek at clock A. It's our first one for today, okay? I'm going to hold it up for you. Take a minute. What do you notice about this clock? Okay, the hour hand is before the 7. What else do you notice about it? The minute hand is on the 9. What time does that show? What time will that show? Write it on your boards and hold it up for me. What is our hour going to be for this clock? Why do you say it's going to be the 6? Because it's not to the 7 yet. Okay. So our hour is going to be 6 because it's in between the 6 and the 7, but it's not to the 7 yet. Agree? Okay, what about our minute? Why do you say 45? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. When we count by 5s, or we use that pattern, we have 6:45. Now, what are you doing at 6:45 a.m.? Getting ready for school. Some of you are driving to school. Ooh, so early. Just getting up, eating some breakfast. 6:45 a.m. is the beginning of our day. All right, second grade, let's look at clock B. Same thing. I want you to look at my analog clock, and you're going to write the digital time. Use what we know about our minute and our hour to help us with this. What is my hour and what is my minute? Thumb in front of your tummy when you think you know. What is my hour going to be? You think 9, wiggle waggle. I don't see any finger. I don't see any of these. Why? Why is my 8 o'clock my hour? It's past my 8. It's not to my 9 yet. So my hour is 8. My hour always comes first when I'm writing my time. What is my minute? Why do you say 25? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's on my 5. That pattern pattern of counting by fives helps me get to 25. What are you doing at 8:25 p.m.? Getting into bed, reading a nighttime story, going to sleep, brushing your teeth. Ooh, 8:25 p.m. looks very different than 8:25 a.m. We're getting ready to start our learning day at 8:25 a.m., aren't we, second grade? Oh, right. 8, our hour, before the 9, after the 8, and our minute is that 25. Remember, today we're going to be looking at these patterns, especially those counting by fives patterns, to help us figure out what time it is. How about this clock C? Ready? Write the digital time down. What's my hour? What's my minute? Okay. Is it my hour 11 or my hour 12? It's pretty close to that 12. Why would you still say it's my 11 o'clock hour though? It's not to my 12 yet, is it? Oh, I got the hiccups today. It's almost to the 12. Not quite, right? What's my minute then? You say, one of you says 55, one says 50. Okay, well, let's figure it out. How can we use our patterns to help us? What do we already know? Count by 5. Let's try it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Are you helping me out? 35, 40, 45, 50. What are you doing at 11:50 a.m.? Getting ready for reading groups, doing some math. We've just eaten lunch. The a.m. is before noon. 11:50. It is almost noon, isn't it? And so that hour hand is very close to that 12. Let's look at clock D. We're just getting lots of practice with this. Take a look at this one. Ooh, another close one. What is it closer to? Show me, what time is it? What time do you think it is? 7 is the hour. Why is 7 the hour? Because the short hour hand is just past that 7, very close to that 7. Where is my minute hand? On the 5, and 5 and 5 or 2 5s makes 10. 7, 10. What are we doing at 7:10 p.m.? So you are showering or taking your bath, getting ready for bed, playing a game with your family, finishing up dinner maybe. Yes, we're at home. It's the end of our evening. We're getting ready for bed. But most importantly, when we look at that clock, the hour is a 7 because it is past the 7, but it's not far past the 7. So it's not 7 o'clock, but it is 7:10, 5:10. There's that pattern. We can always predict what time it's going to be based on our counting by 5 pattern. Let's take a look at E. We have 2 more clocks to look at. Ooh, what time does this show? What is my hour? Why do you say it's my 10 o'clock hour? Very similar. Okay, so it's past the 10, not to the 11 yet. How close is it to the 10? Ooh, it is about halfway between those two, isn't it? Yes, if we were to make that longer, it would go right there between those two, that 9 at 10 and that 11. Where is my minute? So my hour might be 10. What is my minute? Why do you say 35? Okay, so the 6 would have been 30. 5 more is 35. It's almost like a combination we know. If we know those main spots, that 15, that 30, and that 45, we could use that to help us. We have our 45. 5 less than 30 is 25. 5 more than 45 is 50. And in this case, it helps us see our 30 and 35. 10:35 a.m. What are you doing? You're learning. Some of you might be in related arts. Are you in PE or library? Something fun? But we are in the middle of our learning day. 10:35 a.m. All right, last clock for today, and then you're going to have a chance to practice on your own. What time does this show? I think it shows 3:15. Do you agree or do you disagree? What is our hour then? If you disagree, what's our hour? Why do you say it's the hour is 2 o'clock? Okay, because it's past the 2, but it's not to the 3 yet. What else do you notice about that clock that might tell you that it's in the 2 o'clock hour? Right, that minute hand is only at the 3, which is that 15. So we know that it's going to be pretty early in that 2 o'clock hour. So we have our 2 and 15. Now what would you be doing at 2:15 p.m.? Packing up for the day, doing a read aloud. We would not be sleeping, would we? Very good. So when we look at each of our hours, when we look at each of our minutes, one thing we want to always be keeping in mind is, how do these patterns help us tell that time to those 5-minute intervals? Looking at that pattern of counting by 5s, but also looking at where that hour hand is on the clock when it's between 2 hours. When it's not right on the hour, but it's between 2 hours. Where is it? And that will give you a clue as to what the hour is. All right, second grade, you have more work to do on your own. Keep thinking about these patterns to help you figure out what time it is, but also continue thinking about that AM and PM. What's happening at those different times of day. Remember that our AM is before noon. It's in the morning. That PM is in the evening or the afternoon. Love seeing you make some progress understanding these clocks. Keep looking, keep working, and keep practicing.